What up? I got Naskin here with me. This ain't a diss song, but yeah, you know what it is. I'm a cheesehead, y'all niggas cheese whiz. Pittsburgh Steelers, that's nothing. That Super Bowl ring, that's nothing. Pull up in your town when you see me, you know everything. Green and yellow, green and yellow, green and yellow, green and yellow. I put it down, representing for my team. I'm in green.
Hello everyone and welcome to Total Packers with Matt LaFleur, Larry McCarren along with the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, the 6-1 Green Bay Packers. And Matt, I know there's a lot of football left to be played, but you have to be really, really happy with where your team's at.
Yeah, I think our guys, are improving each and every week, which is what you really want. And I still think there's a lot more out there for us in terms of playing a complete football game in all three phases, and until we do that, I'll never be satisfied.
Just when you think Aaron Rodgers can break no more new ground, he does. The perfect quarterback rating, 158.3. You kind of run out of superlatives, don't you, with him?
Yeah, he was fantastic, and I will say though, I thought the 10 guys around him played really well, and they have to in order for you to have a game like that.
Now, Aaron, during his day, made a couple of very, what I would call, courageous throws. That sends a great message to the rest of the locker room, doesn't it?
It sure does. I mean, he had to stand in there a couple times, and he had a big third down conversion throw that he hit Geronimo Allison on. They had a free rusher, but to his credit, he showed the courage, the toughness to stand in there and threw a strike to Gino.
481 yards of offense, 42 points. It's been my experience that happens when it's no accident. It happens when a terrific game plan meets terrific execution. And I know you're going to soft sell the game plan part, but it's a big part of the deal, isn't it?
Well, we spent a lot of time trying to get the right plan together, but ultimately it always comes back to the players. And to their credit, to our guys' credit, they went out there and they executed almost flawlessly.
Something you said after the game during your post-game press conference, you said, as a coaching staff, you're learning the players, the communication between players and coaches is on point, and things are coming together. Could you talk about that statement a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's just any time that you're implementing new scheme or new plays, there's some gray area there, and you're trying to figure out how to navigate through the gray, and our guys are getting more comfortable. I think they're more comfortable in terms of asking the right questions, and we're fortunate we have a smart group of guys, and again, I think they're starting to pick up everything that we want them to do.
Matt, against the Raiders, offensively speaking, it was like you guys were on the attack all game long, foot on the gas, and there's no finer example than coming out for the start of the second half, first play, you hit the 59-yarder to MVS. Did you go into that game with a very aggressive approach in mind?
We sure did. We knew that was going to be important from an offensive perspective. Was we wanted to keep our foot on the gas the whole game, but you get confidence as a coach when you are being aggressive. You're calling some shots. I thought our pass protection was outstanding, and that really allowed us to call some riskier plays.
Matt, you've gotten a lot of production, not only against the Raiders, but against other opponents, from high percentage throws out into the flat. I mean, you get a guy breaking a tackle and suddenly a little gain's a big gain. Is that part of your core offensive philosophy? Because we've seen a lot of it.
Yeah, it is, but also it's a great job by Aaron, because he'll see something. He might see a pressure. I know the catch that Danny Vitale had for almost 20 yards out in the flat, he audibled to that. So, we're lucky to have a guy that's capable of doing those types of things to put our team in a good position for success.
You got Jimmy Graham involved. 4 catches, one of them a tough touchdown catch. While that was important for your team, I also think making that catch was important for Jimmy.
There's no doubt, because I think it just gave him more confidence. You know, and he's hard on himself, and when he doesn't produce to the level of what he views as his standard, then he is going to get down on himself. But we've got a lot of confidence in Jimmy. I love how he prepares. I love how he comes to work each and every day. He's an important part to the success of our football team and our offense.
Matt, defensively, gave up some points, gave up some yards, but you came up big at critical times. How did you look at that unit's performance? there was some definitely some good moments and some not so good moments that we have to improve on. We can't give up the big plays. We've got to get the communication sorted out so our guys can line up and play ball. But just like you mentioned, there were some critical moments in that game. The fumble before the 2-minute drive right on the goal line. We had an interception in the end zone by Kevin King, and then we also had a goal line stand, which, as long as you're keeping the opposition out of the end zone, you got a really good chance at winning the football game. Thank you, Matt. Coming up, we'll go one-on-one with Jake Kumerow. Stay with us.
Rainbow's right side. Kumerow's got it. 10-5 pylon. 37-yard touchdown.
You know, I was just thinking, try to get in the end zone. I was trying to just leave my body as far inside as I could and just extend the ball at the last second to try and get a score.
Jake Kumerow.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Bell & Health and by Fleet Farm.
Snap to Rodgers. Back to throw, deep drop. Rainbow's right side. Kumerow's got it. 10-5 pylon. Jake Kumerow. 37-yard touchdown.
Welcome back to Total Packers. Joining us now, Packers wide receiver Jake Kumerow. Jake, welcome to the program. 481 yards, 42 points. What was it like being part of an offensive explosion like that? Had to be fun, right?
That's exactly what I was going to say. It was a lot of fun. That was definitely one of the funner games I've been a part of, you know, watching all the guys go out there and make plays, watch the defense make plays, and just the whole crowd and the atmosphere was great.
Now, Aaron Rodgers, if you watch practice on a regular basis or you're at practice on a regular basis, he does great stuff all the time. Is there anything he can do at this point that surprises you, like a perfect quarterback rating?
Yeah, that's a pretty cool deal. You know, he does things that surprise me every day, but, you know, we expect that from him because he holds himself to a high standard and we all try to follow his lead. And for him to go out and do that on Sunday, you know, in front of the home crowd was just awesome.
Of course, you had a big touchdown catch against the Raiders. Could you talk about that play? Dissect it for us.
Yeah, we were in a 2-minute drill, so we were kind of going a bit of a tempo, just trying to lock in on Aaron, make sure that I get the call. And we ended up coming out of the huddle on that one, and I had a go route up the sideline, and Aaron did a great job of recognizing the coverage and seeing that there was a hole in the defense, and you know, he took the shot and then put it in a perfect spot for me to get it. And, you know, I was fortunate enough to keep my balance and hit the pylon for a score.
Jake, you had to stay in bounds and tippy-toe on the tight wire there for like a whole 6 yards. How difficult was that?
At the time, you know, I was just thinking, try to get in the end zone. I was trying to just leave my body as far inside as I could and just extend the ball at the last second to try and get a score. It was difficult, but, you know, a lot of guys had difficult jobs on that play. You know, the O-line was holding it down for us, and Aaron with a great throw, so it was a good team effort.
Were you sure you were in, or did you have to wait the official signal?
I was not sure, because I wasn't looking at my feet. I was looking at the pylon, so I was just hoping that I had enough inside to get it in, and ref made the call and it stood.
I noticed you opted for the spike instead of the Lambeau leap. Was that an instantaneous decision on the spot? How did that work out?
No, when I popped up, I locked eyes with the referee to see what the call was. You know, I didn't know if I stepped out. I didn't want to celebrate if I was out of bounds. And the ref didn't really throw his hands up and make a call, so I was kind of unsure of the call. Ended up finding out it was a touchdown and just kind of threw the ball down, and I saw my buddies running to me. You know, I saw Jimmy running to me. I saw Jamal running to me. I saw Marquez sprinting full speed from the sideline running to me. And in the meantime, I'm, you know, celebrating with all my buddies that that made it possible. And time was ticking, and then I realized the field goal unit was coming on, and I didn't have enough time to get up there. So next one, I'll make sure I get in.
Finishing the first half with your touchdown, then opening the second with another touchdown. How big was that in the flow of the game?
That's a big swing for us. It gives us a lot of confidence, to finish the game out, going ahead those points. For our defense to get that turnover right before halftime to set us up with that 2-minute drive was huge, because we ended up capitalizing on that. And then Coach LaFleur, came in the locker room, got us all pumped up, and said we're going to come out with a big shot. And he said it might be one and done, and we hit a huge one, so that was huge for the team.
You had another catch in the third quarter, another catch along another touchdown drive. And on that one, a little more complicated. Out, up, and then come back. And on your comeback, it was so sudden, the corner ended up on the ground. Can you feel that when that happens? Do you know what's going on behind you like that?
Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes when you break it down and you whip your head back to try and locate the ball. So I'm focused on now making sure I locate the ball and secure the catch, and then I turn around and find the defender and react off of that. And it was a great ball by Aaron. He had a perfect timing with his throw, so when I turned around, the ball was on its way, and there was no waiting for it.
Green Bay Packer receivers are willing blockers. It's been that way for quite a while, and you certainly qualify as a member of that group. And the block I want to talk about goes back to the Dallas game when you put Jeff Heath on his rear end. How did that feel? That's pretty good. That's the ultimate rough stuff right there.
Yeah, it is. We had a great play call for that situation. I was outside leverage on him. He didn't really see me coming at first. And, I just tried to do what the coaches, coach me up on, make sure you hit him with your near shoulder, drive through, and then use your hands. So, I'm just doing it to the best of my ability, and ended up putting him down, and back was out the gate.
Jake, you guys are 3-0 since Davante Adams was injured and been out. Did you guys have a talk about that in your room? Because certainly the wide receiver group has stepped up.
Absolutely. We talk about it week in, week out, about next man up mentality. So God forbid, if somebody goes down, we got to have the next man up mentality every week, every day of practice, so that guys can step up and make plays and fill in voids. And Davante's been out, a few weeks, but he's definitely still the leader of our group, and he still has a force on the sideline. He's in there talking to us in our ears at practice. He's in the game plan still, so having him in the room, being the veteran leader he is just great for the young guys trying to come up and make plays.
I want to go back real quick to the college days. What's in the water at UW-Whitewater? The place is always winning. What'd you win? 2 national championships when you were there?
Yes.
What's going on down there?
Pound the rock, man. That's the team motto. And it can sound like an offensive thing, pound the rock, but that's kind of the slogan of Whitewater. It's what they live by. It's how they act. It's how they act on the field and off the field. Pound the rock is just a motto that you live by. You just do everything with full effort and energy.
Jake, thanks for being with us. Continued success.
Thank you very much.
All right, coming up this week's Chalk Talk. Don't go away.
Rodgers quick toss left side, got his man first down, extending down the left sideline and heading on his way. It is MVS. No one will catch him. Touchdown Green Bay.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Fabic Cat, proud sponsor of the Green Bay Packers. In the NFL, you are not a hero for playing hurt. You are a hero for playing hurt and well. And that brings us to Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who was bent beyond recognition in the Lions game. No practice on Wednesday, no practice on Thursday, and on Friday was listed as questionable with ankle and knee injuries. And yet, here he is, playing against the Oakland Raiders. And watch this pass route against press man coverage. The inside release, and note how far inside the hash MVS is, because now the free safety is coming into play. And back to MVS, and note the subtle change in his pass route. He bends it back to the outside, and now he is on the hash and selling corner. The free safety has flipped his hips, and he is buying corner. Wrong. The sudden cut back to the inside, and MVS has scalded not one but two Oakland Raiders for a 59-yard reception. Aaron Rodgers ran it in 4 plays later. Fourth quarter, MVS in the slot on 3rd and 4, and he's running a quick out designed to get a first down. He's got it, and he's going to get a whole lot more. He just outruns the first tackler, then gets a terrific block by Aaron Jones downfield, and he is gone. Needed 4, he's going 74. 2 catches, 133 yards, and a touchdown. That is playing hurt, and well, label MVS a hero.
I know he was battling through it. I know he's not feeling 100%, but I love the grit that he showed, the determination he showed, and he came up big for us because he had 2 huge receptions in that game.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by your local Chevrolet dealer, by Johnsonville, and by Spectrum.
We got one game ball today, and this is pretty special right here now. First time in Packer history a guy completes a game with a perfect passer rating. 25 of 31, 409 yards, five touchdowns. And the Old Man fish.
Welcome back. Time to hand out game balls and that moment in the locker room, Matt. That's why you're in the business, isn't it?
It sure is. That's always fun, especially, if you're handing out game balls, that means you won the game. So, Aaron Rodgers can't say enough good things about his performance and how he's been, not only as a football player, but as a leader on this football team.
Got to mention it. How about the O-line and the protection?
The O-line was outstanding. The first third down of the game, I think Aaron was back there for about 6 seconds before Jimmy popped free, and we had a huge completion to him. So you don't throw for that many yards if your protection's not doing its job up front.
Defensively, you went with Zadarius Smith, and for a guy noted as a pass rusher, he also plays the run. He doesn't take downs off.
He plays hard all the time. He did a great job, setting edges. He had 4 quarterback pressures. The numbers didn't show up on the stat sheet in terms of the sacks, but I thought he was pretty productive for our defense.
How about Kevin King? He had the big pick. What else did he do?
Yeah, he did a great job. He showed toughness coming up on the run. There were a couple times where he had to take on an offensive tackle, and can't speak enough about his performance.
Special teams, it seems like your specialists are first rate every game. What about the other guys? Who's leading the way there?
Yeah, so we're very fortunate. We've got great specialists. Those guys do their job each and every week. But, this game, we gave the game ball to Ty Summers. He had a lot of production on special teams.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, the last word from the coach. Don't go away. We are back. Time for the last word from the coach and Matt. Kansas City next Sunday night, 5-2, but will likely be playing without Patrick Mahomes. What's that do to your preparation?
It doesn't change how we prepare. I mean, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League, reigning MVP. So certainly that is a loss for them. But we know that this is the National Football League, and you better give your A game each and every time you step out on that field. And they're an explosive team. They've got playmakers all over the field. So we've got to be on point, and we got to bring our A game.
Matt, thank you. Good luck against those Chiefs, and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.
Oh yeah. Young Moolah, baby.